me. I don't know what time I'm going to be posting this on Tuesday, but it's morning for me. And we are talking about brows today. And welcome to Beauty by Maye. Forgot to say that. Doing well. Today we are talking about brows. As you can see, still breaking out like crazy, but I have all my foundation on. Guys, I mean, is it just me or does anyone else just like pick their face when they break out? Because like, anyways, so I have my whole face done except for my brows. These are my natural brows for the most part. As you can see, they kind of taper off. They're wonky. They're sparse here. They're a mess. Had a lot of people request a video about brows, so I'm going to get right into it. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to teach you a couple of different ways to do your brows so that you can learn what works best for you, whether it's doing something really quick with powder or if you want to get a pencil involved or some gel or however you want to do your brows. Make it work for you. I mean, some people don't like to do their brows at all and they just want to leave it natural, and great, that's awesome. And some people want them really skinny, some people want them thicker, some people really want them like super shaped. Some people want them a little bit more natural or a little bit more bushy. I personally like mine a little bit more darker and bigger because I kind of feel like right now it looks like my face isn't done and they kind of taper off at the end, so I need to fill them in, and I like them a little bit more arched. I like the arch to be there. Some people like them a little bit more curved, and the cool thing about this is that when you do your brows, you can really shape your face. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. And look what I got in the mail from a cool friend of mine. Now I really have cat ears. Just going full on cat lady, people. Anyways, I wanted to pull my hair back a little bit so you could see it. So the first method that I want to talk about for doing brows is just the powder method. And I think it's the easiest way to do your brows. It's the lightest way to do your brows, if that makes sense. It's not as intensive. It's not as, whoa, that girl has their brows done, and everything like that. The first thing that I'm going to suggest is to brush them. So right now I'm using Younique's Moodstruck Precision brow liner, and the cool thing about that is it comes with a pencil. Oh no, I need to order another one. Anyways, it comes with a liner. We're going to be talking about that in a minute. But on the other hand, it comes with a little spoolie, and I have really wonky eyebrows. As you can kind of see, they're like all over the place. Look at how long those things are. Oh, isn't that crazy? Anyways, what I always suggest you do is you brush them out a little bit, just like you would brush your hair, clearly. Do as I say, not as I do. But I would brush them out just a little bit so that you can kind of get the wonky line and the wonky hairs in line. Okay, so you brush them out first. Put the little cap back on. Okay, this brush is going to be your lifesaver. It's an angled brush. I've used this before for eyeliner before, and I've mentioned that I use it for brows. I specifically usually only use this for brows ever, because it's perfectly angled and you can get a perfect little mini lines going on for your thing. What I'm using right now is a contour palette for my brow. This powder method, basically what you want to do is you want to find a matte brown color or light blonde color or light brown color or taupe color or strawberry blonde color or purple color, depending on however you want to do your brows. But you want to find a color that you want your brows to look like that's in a matte color for everyday look. If you want to go sparkly, go sparkly. Do you. I don't care. Okay, so you want to find a matte color because you don't want this, you don't want sparkles in your eyebrows. So you want to find a color that is matte and matches your eyebrow color. And I'm using a contour thing. I've used eyeshadow before. I've used all different types of powder before. You can get specifically eyebrow powder. Right now I'm using contour. I've used eyeshadow before. I don't think I've ever specifically bought an eyebrow powder before. Maybe one's come in my Ipsy. But anyways, just pick up a little bit on your brush. And then the best thing for any of these methods that I like to do is I always like to start with lining underneath. So I take the shorter end to the longer end and I kind of start with the shorter end and I make my line that way. So this is going to take, because of the fact that it's a much lighter method because it's just a little bit of powder, it's going to take a little bit longer to do, but what I suggest is outlining where you want your brow to go. So as you can see, I'm taking the powder and I'm outlining, I'm filling in the outline. So you can see how it was wonky, or it was kind of like fading off. Now it's a little bit more filled in. I did the line here on the bottom, and then you want to do a line on the top, and then you're just going to basically color inside the line. So I'm going to fill in. I'm going to fill in any patchy spots with this powder. And you kind of want to go over the whole brow because, as you can see, my hair and this powder is a little bit of a different color. So I'm just taking this powder and I'm filling in my brow. Okay. The hardest part for me is this beginning part because it's so sparse. Okay. So, let's see, maybe a little bit more. What you can do is, if you like that define line, is you could go straight here and fill in the line, which you'll see, because I like the define line personally. Some people like it to be ombre'd out, but I like the define line personally. Okay, so now you can kind of see my brow is filled in. There's not many patchy spots. It's kind of hard to fill in like my severely patchy spots because I like my brow dark and my skin is super white. But yeah, this brow is now filled in. You can tell it goes all the way down. How you want it to go is you want this corner, the end of your brow, to go from the corner of your nose. If you did a diagonal line from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye, you want your brow to end in the line. And then if you were to take the corner of your nose in the middle of your pupil, you want your arch, if you look straight on. Am I looking straight on? I can't really tell. So if you look straight on in the mirror, and you go from the corner of your nose to the middle of your pupil, your arch should go right there. I don't know. And then if you go straight up from the corner of your nose to your tear duct is where your brow should generally start to frame your eye. So, I mean, play with it, see what you like best, but that's kind of the general like shape of where your eye should start. So I like to have mine be a little bit more archy. So like I like to have this to be like a defined boop, arch and down. Some people like to have it curved. As you can see, this one is a little bit more curvy and this one's always a little bit more archy, if you notice in some of my videos. But the cool thing about brows is that they're not supposed to be identical. They're supposed to be, the saying goes, they're supposed to be sisters, not twins. So if you've ever seen my sister, we ain't twins. I should put up a picture of her and me right now. Yeah, like we ain't twins at all. We don't even look like we're related. But, you know, they should look like they belong in a set, but like they're handmade, so they're different. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to take my fancy Younique rose water and I am going to spray some on this thing and I'm going to remove this brow because the powder is the easiest one to accomplish. And I have two more brows to show you. So that's how you do it with powder, is you just basically take a brush and you take a powder that matches as closely to your eye as possible and fill in. You just want to outline the shape that you want it to go. And you just want to take the natural curve of your eyebrow and just fill in the gaps is basically what it is. And if your eyebrow is really thin, all you need to do is just take it and outline where you think you want it to go. So you just want to take your natural curve of your eyebrow and just maybe beef it up a little bit. If your eyebrow's a little bit too thin, you could draw it in a little bit more. You'll see. So the other thing that I like to do is a pencil. So the cool thing about this Younique pencil, which I love, and clearly I love it because it's like almost gone and I'm like depressed about it, is the precision brow liner. So why I like this small liner is because look at the tip. I don't know, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I don't know. It's really, really small. It's like smaller than an eyeliner almost. So the cool thing about that is that it like literally makes a line so small, it looks like a little eyebrow hair. So you could literally draw on an entire eyebrow on your hand if you want. So you have two ways that you could do this. I'm going to show you two different methods. One is to do it just with pencil. And the reason why I do a mix of pencil and something else, which is going to be the third method, is because I feel like the just pencil is a little bit too intense, which is crazy because I'm all about the intense eyebrows, but I'll show you what I mean. So like I said, I always start with drawing my outline first. Ooh, look at that line! Yes! Actually, I need to brush this out a little bit. Okay. So draw that line. Oop. Down here. So I always start with the underline first. Here. And then I do the overline. So I always start from the arch here. And I draw down to meet this end. Taper into like a little tip here. All right, so now we already have the underline, which looks like super fab. And then we have from the arch to the tip. And then what I have to do is I draw the top line. Start from here. So I kind of do shorter strokes to meet this arch. Okay, so now you could kind of see I have the outline. You see the underline and the top line. And I don't really have a strong line here because with the pencil it's a little bit like boom, I'm drawing in my my eyebrows, so I kind of leave that open. So to fill in with just pencil, what you do then is you do tiny short strokes like this, and you do basically the same method. You just fill in the gaps. You're coloring within the lines. But you want to do it with short strokes because the short strokes make it look like you're drawing in little hairs. And then right here, you kind of want to do short strokes going upwards. So it looks a little bit like you're drawing in little eyebrow hairs. Now that I've done that, get in there with my pimply forehead of all the days to film this. All right, so we're all filled in for the most part here. Okay. I'm like using the very last little bits of this pencil. Okay, so now that I filled it in with pencil, the best thing that you want to do after that, because pencil is going to be always a little bit darker, and I still have a couple wonky eyebrows, always afterwards when you do pencil, take your spoolie again and brush it out. And why are we doing this? Well, I will tell you. The reason why is because you're taking those harsh, defined lines that you just did, and you're kind of softening them. So it looks a little bit more natural. Boom. Okay, so like you can kind of tell like this eyebrow is a lot more on point. The way that I do my eyebrows all the time now is my final method, and it's a combination of like a lot of different products. Well, not a lot of different products, 3 different products. So I'm going to show you how I do my eyebrows, and I feel like it's the best way to give me the most natural look, the way that I like my eyebrows. If you like it, great. If not, oh well. So I use Younique's Precision Brow Liner. I spoolie out my brow. I draw my line, which I think I just like killed this liner, so this ought to be fun. All right, hold on. All right, I draw my outline. Just kind of hard to see right now because I kind of killed this product. So I got to order another one, but I have like a backup cheap one, which I don't love to use, but anyway, so I draw my outline with the brow liner, but you saw that on this brow. And then what I do is I use Colourpop's brow. Colourpop is only, I think it's $6. And the cool thing about this is it's sort of like a mix between, and I did this in my April favorites, it's a mix between using the powder method and the pencil method because it's like a cream pomade. It's gel. It's like a weird formula that I've never seen before, but it's so cool because it just like smooths the hairs down, but it has such an amazing payoff color. Like I think I did this in the favorites video too, but like look at that. So the cool thing is that like it fills in all the gaps, and because I use this pencil or this brush, I do that a lot with the pencil and the brush things, and it's like a pomade, it does like everything. So anyway, so I draw the outline in with a pencil first because I need my lines to color my lines, and then I take some of this with this brush and I do the same thing I would do with the powder and the pencil, is I fill in the brow within the lines. Look at that color. Oh, I was going to still see it. Okay, I need the mirror. I mean, look at that. Ooh! It is like the best payoff color. The combination of the pencil and this like gel color is incredible. And then I like to take a little bit and go like this and fill it in here. Oh, I love it. So right now, this is looking a little bit harsher of lines than this one is because we had brushed this one out a little bit. So, like I always say, go back, whoops, brush it out, make it look a little bit softer. And a little bit more natural. And then the final step for all brows, always, always, and forever, amen, is I'm using the Moodstruck Precision Brow Gel by Younique. Any brow gel whatsoever, especially if you have long, wonky eyebrows like myself. It's just a gel, and what it does is it basically holds your eyebrows in place all day. Because what I hate the most is like all of a sudden, boom, my eyebrows all crazy. So what this does is, and this is like a colored gel, so it's adding just a little bit extra color. It's not crazy, but it just fills in any gaps that you may have missed when you're running, like especially if you do the powder. When you're running out the door, you just add a little bit of gel in here and it keeps the hairs in place so they're not, I don't know, like flying all over the place. And it keeps your powder in place as well. And so your brows, so I will say like when it's raining, when I'm picking at my face all day because I have acne, like it's so hard. Like the day that I did the foundation challenge, not touching my face was so hard all day. I was like, no. Like it was so hard because I was like, you're not reapplying. It was the hardest challenge ever because like all I do all day is pick my face, and I feel bad because like people who are like, they're like, you do a beauty YouTube channel? Because at the end of the day, if it's like past 6 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to see anyone. I'm going to pick my face. It's so disgusting. But I swear to God, like I went to, my Bible study on Thursday and like my face looked a mess, but I was telling them about how I was going to do a brow tutorial and they were like, oh, your brows are on point. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I gel those things in place and they do not move. Even when I am like removing my makeup at the end of the day, like my brows still look fierce, girl, on fleek. What do the young kids say these days? Am I that old? I feel old some days. Anyways, the other thing that I do is I always keep my foundation brush or my beauty blender. I have been using the brush recently, with me is because sometimes I'll like put my pinky on my forehead or my cheek while I'm doing this because it gives you. So here's the thing is that when you are doing your eyebrows, if you just go like this, look at how much range of motion you have. Literally, you can paint your whole face like this. But if you put a pinky on your cheek right here, look at how less range of motion I have. So you're less likely to make mistakes when you have an anchor, when you put an anchor on your face. So that's the reason why I touch my face. And then that's also the reason why I'm going like this sometimes is because I'm rubbing off my makeup and I haven't put any setting spray on yet. So now that I've done my brows and I am ready to go with my cat ears, I've got my rose water. I'm going to spray it on, which, got a little bit in my mouth. Yeah, good thing it's yummy and natural. When you spray on, I know I sprayed some on here and use it off. If you spray it on directly and wipe it off, it is a really great makeup remover. But when you spray it on top of your face, just like how I did, it is a great makeup setter, which is awesome. That's so cool. So now my makeup is not going to budge all day unless I pick at my face. Stop doing that, Kara, when you rewatch this video later. Stop picking your face. Anyways, I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that it helps with your brows. I hope you find a method that works for you. I don't know. I think brows can really, I don't know. I was getting ready and I was doing all my makeup and then like fixing my hair because clearly my hair, it's raining. It's pouring right now. So like, I just was like, forget it. Like, what's the point in like doing my hair even more? Plus like, kind of feel like a rock star, guys. Look at this. I just kind of was like, oh my gosh, my face doesn't look done, because really when you do your brows, it really can reshape your face. They change your face completely. I like brows. I don't know. I really do. I'm glad that I got the chance to be able to do this tutorial. I hope you like it. I hope you find a method that works for you. Is there a brow product that you like to use a lot? If so, let me know. I want to try it out, because I'm all about brows. Before, I used to use those big fat pencils and just be like, line. And it was terrible. And I was like, I don't understand why people do brows. This is really hard. And I don't like it. And then I realized that like it's so much easier, and I started doing it with powder, and it was so much softer and so much easier, and I felt like, oh, okay, I can actually do brows because it's not so intense. And I know not a lot of people like the really intense dark brows, and it scares people, and I get that. But if you find a powder that is matte and a light color, if you're, you know, light haired or whatever, you can fill in your brows, or you can make them bigger. You can change the way your face looks from that. And it's fun to experiment with. So, and you don't have to go out and buy a lot of products. You could get a brush like this at the dollar store, I think, or if not, you can go to Target. I think this is like $3 or $4, and then go look through your makeup cabinet. If you have any sort of palette whatsoever, I'm sure you have a matte brown somewhere. Like every palette somewhere has a matte brown. So go ahead and play with it, and it's really easy. If you don't like it, wipe it off, try again, like, and see what works for you. The powder is the easiest way to do it because it's so much softer and not so harsh. And then you can graduate into something like this, which is a little bit more of a darker, intense color. And then I always recommend getting a gel to set it in place so it doesn't go anywhere. And then if you want to do a pencil, I always recommend getting a thin, skinny pencil, because I don't know, it just looks more natural. And brush it out. Okay, I hope this helps. Did you like this video? Let me know. Send me comments. What do you guys want to see? I want to do what you want to see. I'm willing to do pretty much anything, considering the amount of times my naked face has been on this internet, so just let me know. I hope you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend. Thank you so much for all of those who have served. I come from a family of people who have served, and I just thank you so much for your service, and I hope that everyone had a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend. And as always, stay beautiful, stay kind, and stay you. My cat is really excited about brows today. Brows, all types of brows. So anyway, also the frizz is back, guys. It's rainy season in Florida, so yes, frizz is back and better than ever. Is this off tilter? Have I been tilted this whole time? So drop the brush and make a fool of yourself first on the end. Hey, can you get off? Would you mind getting off? Because you're making it really shaky. Okay. Am I tilted again? All right.